these are obviously key friends of ours, key communities, and so we really wanted to hear what the dialogue. And it's particularly relevant this year because the African Union has declared this year a year for justice for Africans and people of African descent through reparations. So what we were curious to engage with is how everybody can contribute to that in their own ways. So I'm not obviously here with a mandate to speak on behalf of all Africa. We haven't come with a prepared speech. But just from my side, a couple of ideas, the kind of things we do as consul generals and as diplomats from Africa. And the first one really has to start with people-to-people relations. This is the bedrock of everything we do. Government relations don't mean anything if they're not underpinned by strong ties between our peoples. What can we do at a community level? I think that the type of church outreach tours we have, from New York, from Harlem to Africa, those really matter. The kind of support we see for African, Latin American, Caribbean teams in things like football, where hopefully next year we will walk away with the World Cup, or not, that matters. The cultural exchanges are fundamentally important, and getting ties between the youth of Africa and America is the future for us. So student exchanges, what more can we do to get our young people engaging, talking to each other? And I think it's in a giant country like this, it's very difficult even to get news about Africa and the Caribbean and even Latin America. And let alone good news. So keeping that exchange to see how vibrant and dynamic Africa is, it's really the future for, I would say, the planet as the youngest continent and one of the largest. So to get those stories coming through and to see how diverse and vibrant Africa is, you just have to look at the arts and culture scene for one. And the sense of solidarity, of interconnectedness between our peoples. I think there's no African culture we can think of which doesn't have that as an ideology underpinning. It comes with all sorts of different names depending on what country you come from. In the country I come from, South Africa, it's called Ubuntu. And it's really this idea of an individual's welfare and well-being has to be tied to the community's well-being. So I think that idea is to be found everywhere in Africa, and is to be found here in the United States through the communities, and where better to come than Harlem to see that. So I mentioned that AU declaration, and I think it really gives you a lot of practical ideas on how to make reparations, restorative justice, and financial progress for our peoples. And one of them I just wanted to finish off with is the key one, investment. Africa, as we all know, has been regarded as a source of raw materials, and it's all designed to extract even our cities and take it elsewhere. And it's not different in Caribbean and even in some parts of Latin America. So the AU was talking there about education and infrastructure, education, healthcare, cultural preservation. There's a whole list. And if we can use the partnership with the United States to get Africa industrialized, to get more jobs created, local beneficiation, creation of local value chains in things such as mining, where the infrastructure is already there. It's made by Americans. In many cases, it's crumbling. It's decaying from a long, long time ago. It makes sense for everybody, from whatever political persuasion you are in the United States, to reinvest in that for America and for us. So we're really grateful that here in New York and obviously in all the other states around, we have Friends for Africa, and the Mayor's office is one of the key friends, and they're arranging a big investment summit for Africa on the margins of Unga, so we're very excited about that. And so as African diplomats, we're here to serve the African community, we're here to work with our friends, and let's all make this calm for Africa. Thank you.
Yeah. So if you could speak next. You don't have to. If you would just like to say a word, it would be fine.
Because I didn't get your name correctly, so it'd be actually good to give us your name.
How are we coming with the Zoom?
Bought you some time to get the Zoom working. Anyone else want to speak?
You want me to go? No, hold on.
Good afternoon to all. My name is McRingue from the Permanent Mission of Mozambique to the United Nations. It's an honor for, let's say, Mozambique to be here, present in this very joyful occasion to connect with people who are very much engaged in, let's say, promoting the Black and African culture, especially try to reconnect the diaspora and also with how our countries in Africa, Caribbean and Latin America. So it's a good opportunity indeed for us being here, especially because I will use the words of my boss, the chief of the consuls, that it's very important for us as Africans or Black to enhance and strengthen this people-to-people interaction. In diplomacy, we are used to discuss what we call high politics, nuclear disarmament, all these kind of things that, for instance, yesterday we witnessed. But there is few attention to this, if you allow me to use these words, the grassroots connection. And I think that is what is the most important. Those are the experiences that matter most in Africa. So it's good to have this kind of meetings and projects or programs to enhance and promote more these people-to-people connections. I thank you.